Today we are hitting a load of charity shops. Let's go.
Fylde Coast Flips.
So here we are in my neighbouring town of Fleetwood. Checking out the wallpaper there because sometimes you can find the odd roll that is worth decent money. I used to buy it all up and use it as void fill, but the prices on wallpaper these days in charity shops is quite a bit more than it used to be. Used to be able to get it for like 50p a roll. Not anymore. Brand new sealed jigsaw right there. Always check the brand new sealed jigsaws. Sometimes you can, find some good vintage ones that are worth decent money. I don't tend to buy them if they are open. This up here, this was a whole royal set. It had some kind of royal logo on the front of it, but it had no kind of branding on the base of any of it, which I thought was a little bit odd. And they wanted a lot of money for it, so decided to leave that. Lots of craft stuff right here. I know there's money in craft stuff, but again, the prices were a little bit too much on this stuff for me to try it out. If everything was like 50p or something, I might have just bought the whole lot, but at £2 or £3 each, not worth it. Play-Doh stuff can be good sometimes. I thought this might have been brand new sealed, in which case I may well have bought it, but it wasn't. It was used. It was all open inside. I've had some brand new sealed Play-Doh products before that have done quite well. This right here is my first pickup of the day. Only £3. It's a CD storage case. And it's a bit different to any others that I've seen before. Quite interesting looking. Really good condition. This is already sold and I'll show you how much for a bit later on in the video. You know me, I love a mug and I always have a look in this charity shop. Sometimes they have some decent stuff here in this little container, but not today. Shop 2 here, I often find that this one isn't open when I come in. I always come in random days though. Some of these plates up here on the top shelf were kind of interesting looking, but there's not usually much money in these display plates, but this one took my eye. It's by a brand called Johnson Brothers, and I really like their stuff myself, but I find that the resale value is just not there on the vast majority of it. Here we have a brand new sealed baseball. Decent brand. No price on it, but they only charged me £1 for it.
Not what I thought they'd be. No.
So check this out. This is nice. £18.50. That's the original price on it, but it definitely has a few years in it. And it was in perfect condition. Still had its box, but the box was a bit worn. And they were after £7 for it. That was just about enough to make me think twice about it. But I decided, yeah, I'll give it a go. And I came back for it in a few minutes' time. Just having a good look round, because I've not been to these charity shops here for a while. Not been to this one for ages, this particular one. So here we have Baymax right there. And I think this had maybe just been donated. There was no price on it. It was just sat here on top of these boxes. I took it to the counter and they said they would do it for £1.50. After getting it home, putting some batteries in, it works great. Prices are kind of all over the place, but mine is in good condition, has all its parts. Its wings are often missing, but mine has that. These two Forever Friends, I think they're maybe bookends originally. Really heavy ceramic, good quality, slightly sun faded I think, but I still went for these. I looked them up, They were for right money. £4.50 each is paying up a little bit, but I'm selling them as a pair, and there's been a bit of interest already. This shop here is really good. Now, you wouldn't necessarily think that by looking at the prices on the stuff in the window, because everything in the window is priced high. I mean, obviously they're putting their best stuff in the window, but to anybody just walking past, you'd look and you'd think, don't know about, if that's what the prices are like, you might just not bother. But this one is actually really good. The prices on some of the stuff in here, I've had some really good stuff from here before. And these crates here, as you walk in, all the stuff in these crates are 50p each. So didn't know that when I walked in, but I went and asked afterwards, and they said, yeah, everything up at the front, 50p each. And I found a couple of decent bits, which I'll show you in just a moment. I kind of enjoy just to dig through this stuff, because you never know what you're going to find. I found some decent bits in here. And mugs, I found some really good mugs in this shop before. You got to, go through, 100 mugs, 200 mugs, however many there are right here in these crates. Yeah, you have to dig through them, I know. But it's worthwhile when you find that odd one, like this one right here, which is not the best ever, but it's worth about a tenner. I've sold this exact mug many, many times before. I love my theme park merchandise, so that'll look good alongside the other stuff I've got like that in my store, my eBay store. And here is a vision corning pan. I actually went past this a minute ago and completely missed it, and then I came back for a second look, and there it was. I don't know if they just brought it out or if I completely missed it. And this Pyrex, which was there a moment ago, both items 50p each. The Pyrex needed a really good clean, but for 50p I'm willing to do it. Lots of fridge magnets right here. I don't just buy anything, I could easily have taken the whole thing up to the counter and said how much of the lot, but there wasn't really many decent ones in here. I'm quite selective over which ones I buy. This was quite good. Jack Spaniel sings My Girl. I'd never heard of this thing. I think it's Canine Crooner is the brand. And it works. It works well. I couldn't find the button, but I did eventually. It works great, and people are getting like 25 minimum on this particular one. It was £4, so I bought it. This little charity shop, little kind of small independent one. This is another one that, it's not always open, but when it is, they usually have some decent stuff in here. Now, I looked at them and I thought, they look pretty nice. But then I saw what was underneath. A lot of you will probably know what this is, especially if you've been watching my videos for a while. You'll just know from the design around the edge. Now, they're unmarked underneath, so I didn't actually list these for sale as Port Merion. That's the style that they're in, but I didn't put that in my listing because I wasn't sure. So I just kind of hoped the right person would see them. I put some other keywords in that I knew would, somebody who was looking for Port Merion would put in, and somebody did, and they bought them relatively quickly. Again, we'll see for how much in a few minutes time at the end of the video. Yeah, this Star Wars Build-A-Bear I thought might have been quite good. It does resell, but only for around £10. So I don't bother with plush if it's, that small of a margin. I just don't think it's worth it. It's quite large to kind of store, really, for what it is, for the low value of it. But these two are okay. Couldn't find a second lid, unfortunately, so I just got 2 ramekins and a lid, but they did them for just £1, so that's okay. And I was pulling all the boxes out. You never know what you're going to find. Especially, I reckon this stuff's probably not been touched for a long time. $27,000 Fylde Coast flip points to anybody who can see the black and white Snoopy right here in this video. I buy that in a little while, didn't see it first off. I check out this tray here. This might have been okay. I've done well with some of these trays before, but this was really dirty. You can't really tell in this video, but it was really dirty. To clean the wicker on them, it takes so long. I didn't want to get involved in that. Here is flour from Bambi. Thought this might have been a good one, but I looked it up and only around £10. Some people had managed to get more, but they wanted £4.50 for it, so I was like, nah, that's not going to do. Here we have a hobgoblin glass. I thought this was really unique. I've never seen this out there before. It's a pint glass, but it's quite a small stubby one. So these glasses, there were 2 on the shelves in different places, and I asked, and they had another third one in the back, so I bought all 3 for £1 each. And while I was at the till, I saw this as well for just 50p. So I picked that up as well. It's kind of vintage, I think. I'm not really sure what it is. Oh, it's a bubble bath. I thought it might have been. I've done alright with some of these before. Snoopy's always popular. I mean, check him out, little top hat. Yeah, something like that. 50p. We'll do alright. So I had just enough time to go to a few more charity shops on my way home, and I left this behind last time I came in to this charity shop and wished that I'd picked it up. So this time I did. It was only 50p. It's by a brand called Papel, made in Korea. I just like the stuff they do. I've looked into the brand a bit now, and they have some really unique, like, vintage designs. Just having a good look on all the shelves, seeing if there's any board games, any vintage toys, anything like that. And a very cool stereo right here, but a bit too expensive for me. Check this out, Labyrinth. It was £4.99, still had all its ball bearings, it was in really good condition. And I had a Brio one last year that did quite a lot better. This is actually already sold, but it didn't sell for quite as much as I thought it would. And finally, we have these 2 Whiskers bowls, 50p each. I do really well with dog and cat food bowls. I don't know why, I just find all sorts of unusual ones, and they usually sell fairly quick and for a half decent profit margin.